All right, wake up, yeah. Everyone thinks that you need to spend 2K plus just to shoot pro photos. But I've been shooting fashion and commercial work on this 250-year-old Canon body. And honestly, yeah, it's been straight up cheat code. Okay, so this right here, yeah, this is the Canon 600D. So I copped this body for 250 euros on Done Deal. Basically Done Deal is like a second-hand marketplace for buying stuff online, kind of like I don't know what American versions are, maybe like Craigslist, that type of stuff. Basically like a second-hand marketplace where you can buy stuff, and that's where I copped this body. But yeah, obviously this camera might not have all the bells and whistles, you know, of like a fancy like Sony or a fancy like, you know, Canon R5 or something. But here's why this camera works. So this camera, yeah, this camera is reliable. Like this camera is also like, it's reliable when I'm on shoots, like even the build quality, like if you got this camera, yeah, just feeling the camera actually feels pretty like sturdy, feels pretty strong and all that, yeah. But it's also really easy to learn. Like let me turn it on so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Like you can see like the settings here, but it's very like intuitive. Obviously you want to be shooting a manual all the time, but it's not a very complicated layout. Even with the button dials, like I don't know if you see this, but even all the button dials and everything, yeah, it's not that complicated the way it's set up. And yeah, basically you have two options. You can shoot through your viewfinder or you can shoot through this. So I'll put it like this. If I take off my cap so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, obviously I have a 50mm on, so it's pretty too zoomed up for you to see a better image. But basically what I'm trying to say is, yeah, you can shoot through the viewfinder or you can shoot through that LED. But the reason I also really like this camera, is the fact that you can get a camera like this for a cheap price and you can still shoot pretty high quality stuff. Because when I first got this camera, yeah, I was not expecting it to have that like level of like high quality. I was just trying to use this camera as a camera to learn photography, like fashion, like taking pictures of people basically, and then eventually upgrade. But surprisingly, this camera, this is why I said in the title of this video this is a cheat code, is because this camera has actually been doing really well. Like it's doing good to the point where it's like I actually use it as my main camera most of the time, unless I'm shooting film. And this is what I shoot a lot of my fashion and commercial work. That's the style of photography I do. So this is what I shoot most of that type of work on, since that's the work I do at the moment. And yeah, so what else did I want to say about this camera? The other thing I wanted to say, I'm gonna put you on game, yeah. If you do decide to get this camera, this is how you make the most of it. If ever you're shooting outdoors, you want to put this on flash. So when you put this on flash, yeah, that's how, if you like all that like digifilm, all that TikTok style like photos and stuff, this is how you get that digifilm style. Because when you shoot in daytime, yeah, and you put the flash on, I don't know all the deep technicals about it, but I just know that when you shoot with the sunlight reflecting and you have this flash against the model's face as well, when you flash it, it makes the face look very like as if you shot the photo on film basically. And this is like a cheat code basically that a lot of photographers that are shooting digital use to get like a film look. And obviously to finalize that film look, that comes to the way you edit it. So the one thing I will say about this camera though is that the annoying thing is, obviously I'll be so real, like low key, yeah, camera gear does matter to a degree. But hear me out, yeah, camera gear does matter in the sense of like, if you want to get that really sharp quality image, like obviously the higher cameras that are more expensive have more megapixels and stuff. And it's not just about the megapixels, yeah. It's just like they have a lot of like new features, like even all the autofocus settings. Like the autofocus on this is really good, but sometimes you have to kind of like half press the shutter and hold it before you can like get your photo. But if you have the newer cameras, that's where it kind of obviously beats it, where it has like all the different autofocus touch points, and it just makes everything so faster to basically shoot. That's the difference. And the other difference is the fact that since it's the final image, because of the higher quality and all that, since it comes out much more cleaner, it means that you have to spend less time in an editing room on Lightroom or Photoshop, whatever you use, or Capture One or whatever. You spend less time editing your photos because there's less to tweak. It's already kind of really good on its own, and then it's obviously putting your own style on it. But with this Canon 600D, even though you get really good photos, sometimes if you mess up, like it's less forgiving, you know what I mean? You have to spend a lot more time on Lightroom or whatever. I use Lightroom, so you have to spend a lot more time editing the image to fix it up. And yeah, you have to really kind of eventually develop like a preset or something that you can use as your go-to in case of you have those images where you need to fix like that, if that kind of makes sense. I don't know if I'm talking too fast, but yeah, what else did I even want to touch on? I'm gonna put photos on the screen during this video as I'm speaking to you. I'm gonna put some photos of shots that I've took with this camera, so you can basically see for yourself why I say this camera is a cheat code. And I do recommend getting this camera, especially if you haven't even got a camera yet and maybe you're thinking about like doing maybe like portrait work or fashion work or that type of lane anyways. If you're trying to do those type of works, even bro, even for like nature type of stuff, even for shooting car photography, all of that, this camera is actually really cool. And obviously then other than that, also just comes to it comes to the person behind the camera. Like if you gave someone that's a pro a camera like that is older, obviously they're gonna shoot it better because you know they just know what they're looking for already. The camera is just a tool, yeah, but like I said earlier, to a degree gear does matter because the tool makes the tool, you want a tool that's easy. Like if you have a really sharp blade, yeah, it's gonna work easier than a blade that's a little bit dull. That kind of makes sense to put it that way. Anyways, yeah, I'm pulling up the photos in this somewhere in this video. The photos will be up there so you can kind of see why this camera is really good. And so yeah, all of these photos were shot basically on this 250 euro camera. 2 seconds, what's that? Yeah, sorry about that. So anyways, all of these photos were shot on this 250 euro camera. And the most important thing I want you to take away is the clients don't really care about, or whoever it is you're shooting, they don't really care about what gear you're using. They just care about the results here. So if your results, if the final pics look hard, that's all that really matters at the end of the day, yeah. So I just thought I'd make this video and just like put you on game about this camera because I feel like this camera is a gem and a lot of people haven't really like noticed that 600D is actually a really good camera, especially with the flash to use for that type of work. Like I remember I made like a TikTok and that TikTok kind of blew up to like 25k or something because it seems that people were actually fucking with the camera. So I thought I'd make this into like a longer form video describing it in more detail. But anyways, yeah, so that's kind of basically what I wanted to talk about in this video. And if you want to edit your photos like mine, I dropped a preset pack recently, and yeah, it's my first preset pack from the style of photography I've been doing. Like I said again, I do that fashion type of work, commercial type of style at the moment. So yeah, I dropped a preset pack. I'm gonna have the link in the description. And yeah, if you want to level up your edits instantly, I recommend checking my preset packs out and downloading it, and it will kind of accelerate your progress because if you invest in yourself, obviously your photos are going to look good faster than if you're trying to learn everything by yourself in the editing room. So it's all about investing in yourself in a way. Oh yeah, just so you don't get it twisted here, this camera is ass for videography. Like I don't recommend it when it comes to videography, I'll be so real. I just thought I'd mention that. When it comes to videography, I mean, look, it can take videos and everything, yeah, but I know it's like the image stabilization of the video is like very like shaky sometimes. But if you can manage to have really steady hands or a tripod, if you're just doing a talking head and you just place it on, you can record the video fine kind of already. But yeah, anyways, and just in general though, unless you're really already good at videography, you might make it work, but it's kind of ass for videography, so I don't recommend it for that. But when it comes to photography, yeah, this camera is definitely a cheat code. Definitely would recommend it for that. Obviously, I think I might I'm planning to upgrade my camera because I want to like just, you know, go more seriously into this and like, you know, just have higher level quality work. So I just want to invest in better gear. I'm thinking of getting the Canon R6 Mark II or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, if you are just starting, or even if you're not just starting, if you just want another camera to test out or something like that, or maybe you just want it for content creation, I do recommend this camera because I think it's really good for that type of stuff. So yeah, and yeah, my name is Toby, aka T-Money, and I am a fashion and commercial photographer slash videographer based here in Ireland. And yeah, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, you know, smash that bell, all that shit, so you get notified as soon as I drop a video. So yeah, I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.